Okay, so once we have our true course and our wind correction and heading, our true heading and ground speed, we then need to continue on to find out our estimated time en route, how long it's going to take to get wherever we're going. So just using the distance and the speed, we can now use our E6B to calculate how long a trip might take. So we're going to flip it over to the calculator side, and this side there is no sliding up and down here that's going to help you out. We really have an inner scale and an outer scale, and the inner scale moves, the outer scale is rigid. And all we're going to do is set certain values opposite inner and outer, and then interpret inner and outer based on how we set this. So really quickly here, I've actually scratched into my E6B the ETE, estimated time en route. The instructions are shown right here on the E6B. And it says to set our rate arrow. If you can see the rate arrow, it's on the inside, this big black triangle. If we can set that opposite of our ground speed above that, then we have to just look at distance on the outer and time on the inner. So it takes a little practice, but I'll walk you through this. So our speed, ground speed is 110, and we're going 25 miles. How long is that going to take? Just for reference, at 110 knots, we're going to fly 110 nautical miles in 1 hour. So by that logic, 25 nautical miles should take less than a half an hour, and we're going to see exactly how long here in just a second. So we've got 110 knot ground speed. We're going 25 nautical miles. First things first, according to this. So we're just going to set our rate arrow on the inner scale, opposite of our ground speed. Now we're looking for 110, but I don't see a 110. If you notice, the units is 10, 11, 12. The units can get tricky here. So this 10 could be a 1, could be a 10, could be 100, could be 1,000, and so forth. So we got to keep our units in mind as we use this. 110 would presumably be 11 here. Could count as 110. It would function as 110 knots. So I'm going to set that, and as you can see, that is set. And according to our instructions, we've done what's required. Now all we have to do is look for distance on the outer scale, outside, and then look inside to see the time. So if remember, our distance was 25 miles, and so we can look around the E6B here, try and find 25 on the outer scale, and it's right here. And from 25 on the outer scale, we're coming in to see we're in between 13 and 14. That would be minutes. So that would be somewhere in between 13 and a half and 14 minutes. And for ETE in minutes, I'm just going to go to the nearest minute. If you're within a minute, it's going to be fine. So in this case, as demonstrated, at 110 knots, if we're going 25 nautical miles, it would take us 14 minutes to complete that leg of that flight.